As you know, both the House and the Senate, the House concluding today, have carefully debated and have now forwarded to me a bill that sets a simple yet clear standard to protect the integrity of our elections. If you vote, we want you to bring, and you now must bring, a form of identification with a photo on it. I'm signing this bill because, in my opinion, it protects a very sacred principle, one shared by every citizen of this nation. That principle is one person, one vote. Without ensuring that standard, our elections are debased and our democracy is cheapened. Contrary to some claims, this bill does not interfere with anyone's legal right to vote. It prevents people from cheating in our elections. Citizens have long become accustomed to identifying themselves for valid reasons, particularly since 9/11. You cannot drive without a photo license. You can't cash a check without identification. And you have to produce one to borrow a library book or a bank account in many cases. And we could go on and on. The plain truth is that voter registration lists do fall out of date, with names of people who have died or have moved out of the area. Some have argued that there is no evidence of voter fraud. I don't necessarily agree with that, and I think we talked about that yesterday with all of you here. The point is, this is a law of prevention. It is to prevent voter fraud, and I believe it needs to be prevented. I believe that we need to ensure that our elections are fair. I want to offer my special thanks to Representative Metcalf, who was the prime sponsor of the bill, Representative Knowles, who worked on this bill, Senator McElhaney, who could not be here. These men and ladies in the General Assembly championed this very sensible piece of election reform. I also want to thank Secretary Achel, Carol Achel, who has clearly explained this bill during the last few months all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, has explained its benefits to the public. Thanks to their work and that of others in the General Assembly, we can now put this reform to work for all of our voters. With that, I'm going to sit down, sign the bill, and then I'm going to give you a few talking points of what I think are important. I can answer your questions with. Okay?